I'm Ben Youngs. I'm in the studio with the KOKO lads. Great to see you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
No, pleasure. Amish Cooper, prof. Do we need a prof? Does Love Rugby need a prof?
Yes, I'm available.
He's available.
Yeah.
He's the professor of rugby.
Is he?
Ask him anything.
Yeah, I'm particularly good with around the rucks.
Yeah.
Is it singular?
You're a rucksman. Well, mate, you watch that many, it's not
Oh,
singular.
I know. No, I know nothing about rugby, but these guys, they inform me every week.
Come on, mate. Humility
That you know
doesn't
nothing
sit
about
well with you,
rugby.
mate. Come on.
You do need a professor, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you mean like another host?
Well, yeah, because obviously I'm outnumbered. Obviously, Drew, Gits as well. 4-1. Normally I have Dan Cole. Like,
Yeah,
but
where's he?
we do it. So we don't have you.
But now you're giving them an idea, and I'm going to be out of a job, mate.
How are we all though? All right.
Wait, there's no way we could survive without you.
Thank you, mate.
Mate, we're good. What are we, 3 days in tour?
3 days on the stag do.
Oh, mate, yeah. I don't know if we can keep up the same type of pace for the next 2 weeks. It was a tough train trip this morning from Cardiff.
What was the something happened on Nando's when you first arrived?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a good yarn. Yeah.
Yeah, so Saturday night, what game do we watch first? England, South Africa. And we thought we'll just go for cheeky Nando's before the New Zealand-France game. And I was lining up, and like restaurant completely packed. And I was lining up, ordering my Nando's. And this bloke just came over to the side and just goes, "Where's the fucking medium sauce?" And I was like, "Oh, mate, you're right. Like, there's a line here. Like, there's probably 6 people behind me." I said, "Mate, there's a line here." And he goes, "What? Fuck off, mate. Where's the medium sauce?" I said, "No, mate, fuck off." And then it sort of kicked off a little bit. Like, you know, he was sort of like, you know, one of those like little chav, like fucking getting all big.
He's wearing a tracksuit.
Pretty small. Pretty small looking dude. But
Good
then,
detail, Swoop.
Always.
and then I'm looking at him, and then I get clocked from the side by this little mate.
Yeah.
And he started to really kick off, and then what did he go? He goes, "I'm 16."
No, he got you clean, right?
He's
It
like a
was flat.
16-year-old kid.
And I said, "Mate,
Clocked
how
me.
old are you?" He goes, "I'm 16."
And I'll knock
Did the
you
Conor
out.
McGregor.
Yeah.
And then, mate, all the security from the bar we're in, Boom Battle Bar, came in. There's like 6 security guards, and they kicked these 3 blokes out, and they're like, "Oh, do you want us to go to the cops?" I was like, "Mate, it's fine." I said, "But just make sure they're not outside. Just waiting to shank us when we walk out." "I'm 16. I thought, "Oh, fuck, I'm just brushed it off. It's fine."
You did very well.
You did very
I
well.
grabbed him because I was just like, "Drew, we don't need this. We just got here." You know what I mean? In the papers that he's ended up flogging a 16-year-old. So
And it's a family restaurant. I like your comment.
I love how he was scared
I
of a
like
16-year-old
Gitz was
waiting for him
like-
outside after he'd had half his chicken.
Well, you know,
Gitz
one of
was
those
like-
little ones that just come up and just go, "Oh, fuck, here
Gitz
we
was
go,
like, "Mate, go home."
First day on tour."
What way to go?
I'm dead.
Gitz was like, "Go home, take your pajamas off, and then when you're ready, come back. We'll
Yeah.
take
You
on
know,
a bit
Nando's
of beer
in-
pong downstairs."
Nando's in Australia, correct me if I'm wrong, it's not like a sit-down restaurant, is
No.
it? No,
I
it's
don't know
like
if
a
we can have
takeaway.
them anymore.
No, it is. In
It is
Canberra,
too.
we sit down and we love it.
It's popular over there.
Mate,
Yeah.
it's
Fucking very popular.
it's booked out for years. Eh?
Yeah, so
You can't get in.
first night, I've actually never been in a fight. Like, I've never thrown a punch.
You still haven't.
And but then, yeah, I've, you know what I reckon? I did put a thing on my social last week, said how I'm blind in my right eye, so he knew I had no peripheral. I fucking didn't see it coming. Bang.
So you can't see any of the...
No, nothing out of this one.
What was the flight over like? Did you get giddy? Like first time? Is it first time on tour? You brought the show on tour?
Oh, we went to Hong Kong.
But to the north.
Oh, to the north, yeah.
Yeah, Northern
Yeah, there's
Hemisphere.
a long journey.
Did you all get a bit giddy at the airport? How was that? How did that unfold? Not too bad.
I was definitely not giddy. Because usually when you go on, I like to head left. we went far right.
Yeah.
But we got to sit next to each other.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you weren't
That's
in
why
your
I
natural.
wasn't giddy.
You weren't in your natural habitat.
No, it
You
was
look
very
really
fine. I got a
uncomfortable.
bit dizzy actually when I got to the back there.
Talking,
But it was good.
nice. Talking of meals out, you've got a big one tonight, haven't you?
I do. I'm off to the Soho Ivy
I
Brass.
just can't get my head around this.
Yeah. So with Nicholas Ashley Cooper, he's the 12th Earl of Shaftesbury, philanthropist and part-time DJ. Anyway, apparently I come from, the lineage is the 6th Earl, so we're related. Royal. It's a royal dinner. I've labelled it the Royal Scoff.
So it's a bloke you don't know you're going to dinner with.
Well, we've had a lot of back and forth. He actually came to Australia, organised a jersey for him.
Did you meet him?
No, I never got to meet him.
He's catfishing you, mate.
Yeah. Didn't your old man go and knock on his door at his manor?
When the old man was over here a couple of years ago, I went to his estate. Because, earls and lords, they have lots of land. And the old man's buzzing in the gate. And someone answered. He goes, "Yeah, g'day, it's Tony Ashley Cooper.
Can I come in?"
Yeah, we're related. Can I come in?" They said, "No, thanks."
So are you an Earl? Are you?
Have a look at me,
If
mate.
your old man came to my house, I wouldn't let him in
No.
either. Like,
I don't let him in. He said he came down for the Norse. Was it the Norse?
Shoot
Shield rugby. He goes, "You're going to invite me down?" I said, "I didn't want to, but now that you mentioned it," he goes, "Well, I'll come down." I said, "Well, you get the train. I'll pick you up at the train station." So we got the 18-wheeler down. I picked him up, and I said, "Oh, do you want to go home after the game?" He goes, "I wouldn't mind staying." I was like, "Oh, fuck." Call down.
it'd be good when your old man watches the pod.
Yeah.
No. So he took him for breakfast the next day and couldn't get him on the train quick enough, and it was Father's Day.
I said, "Yeah." Because I said, "Oh, should I let him stay?" I was talking to my wife. And she goes, "It is Father's Day tomorrow." I said, "Oh, okay, well, you might as well stay anyway." So we had a nice little breakfast, and then we got him to the train station pretty quickly after that, yeah. He's all right, the old boy. Doing it tough at the moment.
You gonna give him a FaceTime tonight and just put him in the corner?
No, definitely not.
You were with the Earl.
Yeah, I'm with you all, mate. Yeah. Looking forward to it. I'll let you know how it goes.
Fuck. What how comes you only came out on Friday? Why did you not come out the week before, lads? We worried it was gonna be a waste of time.
No, well, we've actually, two of us have jobs.
And one of
I
those
had
two
one.
actually work.
We got families as well.
Well, you
Well,
three do.
3 of us have families. 2 of us like our families, and then there's Drew. So, yeah. So we couldn't. I couldn't get that past my missus like a month. Could you?
No,
I
no.
don't
No.
think we would have survived a month, to be honest.
No. Well, we were 3 days and I'm done. So I don't know.
I actually don't know what to do with myself. 2 weeks of not babysitting is fucking perfect.
How good?
Yeah, so much free time.
Ben? Do you call it babysitting when you're looking after your? If it's your own
No,
kids?
it's just being a dad,
Being a
right?
dad, yeah.
But
Come on, mate, let's be honest.
tell me how does it all work? Who's like the organised one out of you lot? Who's like always late? Who's got like
I'll give
no
you the
idea?
rundown.
Who blags it, hasn't actually watched the game and talks about it but gets away with it?
Ollie's our main man. He does basically everything. He's the sensitive sook. This guy here, he's always cold. Very sensitive, it's like travelling with your wife. But
It's cold here, mate.
We get him through. Drew's the anal one. So basically, if your mic's not close enough or you're crunching away on your Doritos or anything like that, he'll just remind you about it. Like switch on. And Gitz is the head case that just wants to train every day. So we have to fit our podcast around his training commitments.
Right, and you're obviously perfect, are you?
Yeah, I'm all right.
He's always late, never watched any footy.
Never watched
Yeah.
it.
We'll give you an example. 2 weeks ago,
Doesn't
he
work
was
on
talking about how
Sundays.
well Jesse Creel played on the wing. He wasn't even picked in the squad.
This
So, like-
is 50th.
And yeah, so it's his 50th.
Well, that's sweet. Anyway, we love him.
So with the rest of you being out here for the tour, like how much of it is stag do? How much of it is holding it together for the show?
Oh, I reckon the stag do. We've got to tighten up a little bit now. Like,
You've had enough?
well, everyone was hurting a little bit in that train ride, weren't they?
Yeah.
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 Kids gets us up in the morning to train.
Hang on.
Sweat it out.
No, so the first day we got here, Drew was like, "We got to be careful, fellas. Let's not get first night fever. We'll take it pretty easy." He goes out till 3 a.m, but then he wanted to get up at 8 to do he wanted to do some fitness. So I was like, all right. So I just put a session together, but it was his idea. The whole time he just complained about it, and I was like, mate, I didn't even
But
want
that's
to do
what I
this for
do.
you.
That's what
No, you are a
I've got to
great
complain to
complainer.
get through it, yeah.
Yeah.
Were you the same as a player?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, mate.
Bad.
Yeah, I just used to plant seeds in the S&C coach's head, I just oh yeah, just keep going until you tear your hamstring, boys, all good. And then, S&Cs don't want to think about soft tissue injuries, so if we were going to do 6 sets, all of a sudden plant the seed and we only do 5.
It would be on our first set of like a stair session, that kind of off-site conditioning. We through our first rep, you go, this is loose. Or this is going to be like someone's going to do the
reckless.
hamstring. This is reckless. But he'd plant a seed. But he just verbalised what everyone was thinking. But you know, in a professional environment, when you're supposed to be tough, you're supposed to ignore all that. He was just like, this is reckless. All of it's reckless, but planted a seed. So then the S&C coach would go, righto, we'll cut it at 4. And then you go, see, you're welcome, boys.
What's touring like as a group now than it was obviously when you play? Just way looser? Or in the early days, I suppose when you come here, would you get pretty stuck in anyway?
Yeah.
Well, early on, there was no social media. Well, certainly for me when I came through. So
Used to go out with Sony Cybershot like cameras.
yeah.
What, the old wind-up?
Well,
Well-
sometimes.
Yeah. Or you'd start duty free. You know, like when you're first travelling, you go duty free and you feel like I'm getting a real bargain here. And you buy yourself a camera, and that's what you use when you head out. I think now it's a little different. Like it's a little harder, I reckon. Like I don't think it would be as enjoyable. Like for me, the best memories I've got, or the strongest memories I have, are from my earlier days when I first started playing, because you were a lot more present at the time. Like if you won something, or you would celebrate, and no one was pulling their phone out to take a photo or any of that type of stuff. So I don't know. It's definitely changed. It was better before, and was also used to get into the time zone. Go out on the first night you get there, whether it's South Africa, England, whatever. You go out and have a belter. Everyone together, get blind, come back. Whenever you wake up, but then you've just got to stay awake that day, and that was it. That was like, it was almost like that's part of training, that you had to go out and get blind. So it was great.
Fuck, anyone get totally loose? Did anyone like proper go off the rails?
Yeah, I reckon nearly everyone. Maybe not George Gregan. He was probably the only one.
We used to get here and it was always Halloween.
Yes, yeah, that's
And
right.
we'd do
it
like
was.
little mini dinners, and you'd go out and we would start playing dodgeball with pumpkins at the walkabout or something. Like, gets a bit out of hand,
Yeah,
but it was good.
it was
Brought us
amazing.
together.
Yeah. What about you? Was it similar when you get to?
Yeah, when we
Australia?
when we get to Australia, yeah, we would
Yeah.
drop the clutch. And
What's the
have a
club
good
scene like?
Drop the clutch.
What's the what? Sorry, gets.
Well, the club scene. Is it?
Oh, the
same,
club
like,
scene.
Often you get together, drinks.
Yeah, not as like when it's. I remember one instant actually. We getting ready for the 2019 Six Nations, because we'd always only meet up a couple of weeks before to start the tournament. And we sort of said to Eddie at the end of 2018 November test, we're like, mate, we need to like get together day before and like proper go for it. Do you know what I mean? Like just bring the cohesion from day dot. So we checked in the Holiday Inn down the road of Penny Hill Park, which isn't quite the same. Penny Hill Park's like a 5-star prison. Holiday Inn slightly different. Don't want to disrespect it because I don't know where you boys are staying. But
We're in
Airbnb. Yeah.
even better. So we're in there, mate, and we literally went for. We met at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we like let rip, and it was good fun. Like bit of cohesion. Like,
And what was Eddie like? Did he try and flog you the next day?
he was actually all right the next day.
Yeah.
He did us in Treviso quite badly. Like we fell into that trap.
Remember we had one with Czech. We had Czech for 2015, where before the World Cup, like we were training really hard, and we went to him. Or a lot of the younger players, I was saying, "Can you go to Czech and just say, like, can we have a chance to have a drink?"
Let some steam off.
Yeah. So I went to him and I said, "Oh mate, boys are pretty keen to have a few drinks." He said, "That's fine. I've never once told you just can't drink, but you'll pay for it the next day." I said, "Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, we need a day off to actually let some steam off." But it didn't ever eventuate, because that night he said, "Okay, you know what? I'll give everyone a chance. If these younger players want to do that, then." So we went away to, where did we go?
Fort Denison, the little island. in
Little
the harbour.
island there, and he said, "How's everyone feeling? We tired?" He said, "Put your hand up if you're pretty keen to have a drink, and we'll have tomorrow off." There's probably 3 of us that put our hands up. And then afterwards, he said, "Mate, we got a really weak group." And then from then on, we just, I don't know. He's always testing you and seeing where the mood's at and the honesty and all that type of stuff. But we never really got the chance to actually.
Was it you 3 that put your hand up?
So
Yeah.
we were the 3 that put our hands up. Yeah.
It's underestimated though, isn't it? Like how much you need it. And it did value, like, boys,
Yeah.
get on the piss, like enjoy yourselves, like look after each other. Like bring that camaraderie,
But you
and
also,
then you got you do have to, sometimes you got to suck up the next day and just get on with it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
but
you
it's
gotta-
just part of the bargain, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
reckon
you're
it
still
is too.
everyone will do it.
Yeah, and I think also with the younger kids or the younger players, they're kind of a bit more reserved. You're the same when you first come in, but after you have a few drinks, you actually let your hair down a bit more, and you actually start to understand them, and you can share some common jokes or whatever else. I think it's like pretty important. Doesn't have to be getting blind, but at least just doing things socially together makes a big difference to the cohesion of the group.
Prof, how was Walkabout in Cardiff Sunday night?
Rowdy. It was really rowdy. They came in hot. They were pissed. Fuck, they were pissed. Jesus, I've never seen a drunker group of people in my life.
Mainly Welsh fans, Aussie fans. What was it?
It was a mix. It was a mix.
Yeah.
Split.
Yeah, I'd say almost 50-50, right?
Yeah.
And then they punished us for like an hour after, where they just, the three of us stood and spoke to them, whereas you just fucked off. I don't know where you were.
Oh, really? Oh, no. I was pretty sure I was playing pool. For sure.
No, it was really good. And it was a good show. And actually good shout, because there's still tickets available in London. So which camera am I looking at?
You say it, mate. Right down the barrel.
This one here. There are still tickets available this coming Wednesday. When do you release this?
It's Thursday, I think he said.
Steve, when's it out?
Wednesday morning.
Tonight. Get to the show. You'll hear awesome anecdotes. There's one about Drew getting punched in the head. Oh, we won't do that again, will we?
Nah.
Oh, we'll tighten it up. We'll make
By a
it
16-year-old.
We're still waiting for him outside.
We're on the topic of having a drink. Ollie, they're not going to fucking make their own way over here. Fucking hell, I've been sitting there watching it for the last 10 minutes.
So kick-offs and kick-ons is where you can get the tickets if you'd like to come along. And Cardiff's an awesome city. I'd never been before.
What'd you say?
Cardiff. Great city. You love it, don't you, Gits?
I do, and I love that sound. Is there a better sound than that, Swoop, opening up a can?
Swoop, did you made your debut like cracking a can and having a pie in the stands?
right.
Is that right?
That's right. Look, long story short, so there I was. Subiaco sitting halfway. I'd been flown over. They used to field 22.
Oh, long story short. We're talking about how we flew over.
We're going to go to an ad break, and when we come back...
They used to field 22, and I wasn't even 23rd. Matt Henjack was 23rd man, so I was 24th man. I was just a spare dick. And I'm up there, hadn't even met 3/4 of the team before. And it was my first year of Super Rugby, and then for some reason Eddie Jones had flown me over. Because, mate, I just want you to understand what the test environment's all about and how they prepare against these top-tier nations. I was like, yeah, no worries, mate. Like, I never thought I'd ever play for the Wallabies, and there I am watching the Wallabies warm up against the Springboks, Subiaco in Perth. And I'm tucking into a couple of 4 and 20s.
Which are pies.
Meat pies. You have 4 and 20 over here?
No.
You know they don't sponsor the show anymore, don't you?
Well, no, they will. They're coming back. Paul, CEO of Patty's Food Group, mate. Get the pies over the UK. And knocking off a couple of pig's ears. You know what a pig's ears now is. And, yeah, Elton Flatley gets knocked out.
In the warm-up.
And they call us to run down there. Now, I just come from club environment. So tradition was when you finish a game and the next team rolls onto the field, you make a tunnel and you clap them on. So I'm thinking, they want me to run down there and clap the field, like clap the Wallabies on. I'm pumped. Get your hands ready. I'm really fire the boys up. Got down there and the assistant manager at the time, Chris Webb, threw me a jersey without a number on its back. So I was like, what's going on here? They said, did you bring your boots? I said, I actually did. So it was a confusing moment for all my mates and family back home because 5 minutes prior to putting a jersey on, I was up there in the stands just taking pictures of me in Perth. It was the second time on a flight, first time in Perth, about to watch the Wallabies play the Springboks. Going, how good's living? You know what I mean? Like beers and halfway seats, one stage up, perfect. Next thing you know, they've seen me on the screen, arm in arm with all the big dogs of the Wallabies singing the national anthem, about to play for them. So,
how good is that? Not everyone has that, do they?
Yeah.
Not everyone has that. Rooming, obviously in Airbnb. Travelling, did you come economy?
We'll premium to Dubai,
Lovely.
economy to London.
So, because if myself and Coley take it to the road, right, we need to know all this information before we decide to do that. So you're basically you're doing a recce on our behalf, essentially.
Look, if you can get in business, I'd push for that.
That's a long flight, isn't it?
Oh, right.
It's a long flight.
Yeah.
When you play rugby, you totally underestimate how much, because everything, you normally do that. And then when you go back to the real world, it's
if you end up in economy, don't sit next to somebody that's normally in business. That's the other thing.
Gits was having absolute kittens down in cattle.
Really?
He was asking for champagne. They're like, we don't serve that back. He's like, fuck.
Yeah, they didn't serve much back
He
there,
did
did they?
You did well.
No,
Proud of you.
I enjoyed it. It was a good experience.
Good humbling experience
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, it was a nice lesson.
How does the rooming go when you're over here?
We've
is
got
it-
our own rooms.
You got so who's
Yeah.
got the main?
Well, we're going to leave one spare. Me and Drew will still
Yeah.
shack up, I reckon.
We'll have a smush room and a sleep room.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. We'll leave the smushing out, I reckon. No, we've got our own rooms. Airbnb.
Really nice. Yeah. Good
Just
little
there in
spot.
Paddington.
Yeah, it's a great
Yeah,
little
it's a
spot.
great spot.
Who was your roomies back in the day? Who was your like go to?
Are we? Room
Oh,
a
you
fair
two.
bit.
Yep. And then you would swoop as well. You've
Yeah.
kind of been, you're right in the middle. So it's
Yeah.
almost like, if you're not there, then I'd go with swoop. But generally,
Yeah. I was a bit of a chameleon. Like Gitz is really, actually both of them are pretty OCD about where things have got to be. And normally if it's just my room, things are everywhere and anywhere. I don't care so much for it. But I try to adapt.
no, you were good.
I adapt to my environment.
You're a good adapter.
Yeah.
You were in with Griegs though, didn't you? Early on?
Yeah. Like early on with Greg, so he would tell us, and it's even to this point, like now, so he would say, obviously, you know how you've got etiquette, you got your roomie there's things you don't do. So if you go to the toilet, you don't piss in the middle of the water, the middle of the
Bowl.
the middle of the bowl, because it's going to wake someone up. Like at night time, you don't turn the light on, you don't flush. All those basic things he was teaching me early on. He was saying, though, if you want to stay awake, sit down to go to the toilet. Yeah, you're right, actually. Yeah, I don't want to stay awake. Not in the middle of the night.
No.
I would love to be asleep right now, let me tell you. Very tired. No, so if you want to stay asleep, you sit down when you go to the toilet and then you walk back. He said to go even one further, walk backwards. So you walk backwards, your eyes closed. So you're walking backwards, you sit down, squirt, walk your way backwards.
Yeah.
to
Against the bowl.
You obviously push it to the side so you're not going in the water.
Yeah.
Then you walk backwards, you go to bed and you're straight to sleep. He was that good. I still do it to this day. Swoop still does it to this day.
So you reverse into the bathroom.
Yeah, any which way, just sit down, piss.
It's almost
actually very
it's like a
comfortable.
train. It's a trained habit now. Like I do it. I'm walking out like that.
You've got
Like,
two
I-
hands.
So you straight out of the bed, roll out of bed, and then you start walking backwards immediately.
Well, because I know my bedroom
It's dark.
nowadays.
You're not allowed to turn a light on.
Well, you can't have the light on because
Why
you
would
don't
you
want
not
to wake him
Why
up.
would you not walk forwards?
Well, Griggs was very convincing.
Yeah.
Could have been a G.
Hey,
I
I
never
reckon
saw
he's
him
had
walk
you boys
backwards.
on.
So do you still go backwards now?
Yeah, I go backwards now, but I hopped straight back into bed and I go to sleep. So I think Griggs is a genius.
Yeah. I just use my vape as a nightlight.
You get on the toilet and you're all dizzy.
It's a bad habit. Don't do
dear.
it, kids.
So what's the plan for the rest of the week? Obviously Edinburgh to look forward to the weekend. What have you got lined up this week?
Yes, so we go live show London, get your tickets. Then second live show's sold out. Friday night, these boys, are you all going to Edinburgh?
Yeah, we're going to
I've got a
Edinburgh.
mate to see up there. Ollie and I will probably avoid each other. We'll be sick of each other by that stage. And then we go.
Live show Saturday
Can
night.
we announce what we're doing?
Surely we can now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we
No.
go.
Yeah.
You do it.
Oh, we're just doing some red carpet stuff and stuff in the lead up to the World Rugby Awards over in Monaco on Sunday night. So we actually missed the Wallaby Scotland game because we got to get across to Monaco and suit up, little black tie event for the boys, and just do some content and whatever, and speak to the who's who of the World Rugby and have some fun times on the red carpet.
And then we go Dublin show. And then we go. Sorry, buddy. Then we go.
Dubai
Sevens.
Yep.
And then back home. And then
then-
we do
then
the
a cleanse.
orange show.
Then a
And
cleanse.
then a cleanse.
Oh,
we
mate.
don't talk to each other for about 8 weeks. You boys will. And then we're back on for Six Nations, right? We're firing up for Six Nations?
I think so, yeah.
Six Nations summation, you used to call it.
Six Nations summation. So we each pick a team based on different factors. So I support Scotland because my wife's from Glasgow. Why were you Ireland?
Because I was part of the Dublin Six and got dropped. Yeah.
That's right. And then you were France, were you? Because you played for too long.
Yeah, and I got in before him.
Yeah.
Yes. And then you were Wales.
I was Wales because they used to be good, so I enjoyed supporting Wales, and I still love Wales. Like, I think hopefully they bounce back. And I'm going to stick with them. I love them.
And
And Who are we leaving out?
Ollie was
Oh,
Ollie,
and
our
Ollie
producer,
was
is
Italy.
England because he's from England, and then
Tommy.
our other producer, he likes Italian food,
Yep.
so he's Italy.
So you got all bases covered.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we
I like what you've done there.
yeah.
I like it. So the award, the World Players of the Year, isn't it? That's what
Yep.
you're heading to.
Yeah.
Have any of you been nominated for World Player of the Year?
Yeah, I got nominated twice.
Nice. What's it like? What are those nights like? Is it weird? Like, do they tell you? Do they give you a heads up if you won?
We didn't go. Like back then, it was so the 2 times 2004, 2009. It's like on your last test, it almost gets announced. So you come off, and then they've just said this person's won it, and whoever it is gets it. So I think now it's a little different.
Who won of the year you were nominated?
2004 was Skulk Burger. 2009,
DC.
nah, I don't think so. Was it? Maybe decent. Probably Richie. I think it could have been Richie.
See, this is what's interesting. There's 3 Springboks nominated: Etzbeth, Colby, and
Detroit.
But are they
What's
gonna
so
be?
interesting
I
about
thought
that?
the Ox would get.
No, it was in like Drew was saying that
Well,
they won't be representing.
I don't think they're going to go at the
Because
moment.
they're playing on a
They're
Sunday.
not sure about like whether they're going to be able to attend or not. I'm
right.
a judge for the World Player, so they're the nominees that we've come up with.
So who do you vote for?
Kalen Doris. Well, it's all confidential. I haven't submitted my final votes yet, but at the moment they're the 4 nominees. We do the breakthrough player, men's player, and the dream team.
Who would you give it to out of those 4?
I said the Ox. I don't think Prop's ever won it.
Yeah.
But Ox has been unbelievable. South
Yeah, I
Africa.
mean,
and I thought that like he's probably a good shout. Like
Yeah.
Cheslin, of course, is up there, and Eben. But I felt like the Ox, like
What happened to the Ox? He got injured.
he
didn't
sliced his
When
leg
I-
open at the weekend. Yeah,
Did
took
he?
him off. Yeah. He sliced
yeah,
it
I mean,
open.
I'll probably sit out on this one because I've got a bit more of a bit of intel. But I know
What about Dupont? Why is he not in the mix?
he hasn't played
Bro, he's
15s.
7s and all that.
And it's only from international footy, so it's not
right.
club. So it's like he didn't play Six Nations, he played 7s. I think has he been nominated for 7s player of the year?
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So
I
he's
didn't
too
do that.
busy
Like,
with-
there's a different panel for the 7s and for the women's and whatever, like all the different categories and stuff. But yeah, so I'm not aware of like the other nominations.
So Edinburgh, then Dublin. You boys must have good memories from those cities.
Yeah.
Well, Dublin.
Somewhere
Well,
in the archive.
Yeah, good experiences. I don't know about memories.
He was a Dublin.
Yeah, good
Six.
experience.
Dublin, yeah. I actually.
I mean,
What was the
Edwards-
Dublin?
Edwards-
It's obviously 6 of you got dropped, did you?
Yeah, I mean, we went out on a Tuesday night just for a couple of beers, 8 Guinness and maybe 12 vodka sodas. But we ended up coffee.
Not the point, is it?
Yeah, it's not. You know, like we said before, there's a lot to be said for having a couple of beers with your mates. There wasn't a curfew established, and so when the head coach on the Thursday morning, Tuesday night, Wednesday off, everyone does their own thing. Thursday morning's like
Who was the coach just so we know?
Ewan McKenzie.
Ewan McKenzie. Yeah.
Coaching staff had caught wind that a couple of boys were out on Tuesday night, so they approached the group, said, who went out Tuesday night? And everyone put their hand up, because it was like units dinners and team dinners. And okay, well, who had drinks on Tuesday night? And everyone put their hand up. And then, so, okay, well, who had more than 8 drinks? And 3/4 of the team put their hand up. Okay, well, who got home after midnight? Half the team put their hand up. And he's just like, okay, well, something's going on here. Who got home after 2? And then there was basically 6 of us. So I got in just after 2, but there wasn't really a curfew established. It was just,
Just after 2. I bet you didn't.
I saw a 2. The thing was, we went out and put 30 points on the Irish that weekend. And there's a lot to be said for it. Anyway, the 6 players that got home after 2, which is apparently the new curfew that was established on a Thursday, got dropped for the following game, which is Scotland. But we were allowed to play against Ireland, obviously, because it was late in the prep. But I think obviously the message was, professional rugby, you can't be going out, you're playing for your country Tuesday night. And I was just said, man, look, that works for me, because there was a fair bit of anxiety and guilt. And when you play on anxiety and guilt, it'd be amazing. You'd be amazed with the things that you can achieve. Anyway, so we went out, absolutely pumped the Irish against a class team, and the media that weekend through the Irish newspapers was maybe the Irish need to go out and have a few beers on a Tuesday night. So it kind of just all blew up, and it was just a bit of a tough time amongst the group. And
The best part was the front page of the paper, and they had the hangover, like basically the photo, the movie poster of the hangover, but they superimposed the Dublin 6 faces on all of them. Who were you? Were you?
I was Phil. The good-looking fella. I'm
You
just
are
trying to think.
You are too, Phil.
Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
We're mates, Phil. So it was Liam Gill. Who else? Benny Robinson, myself.
Dano? No, Cummo.
Cummo, Nick Cummins.
Nick Cummins, yeah.
But yeah.
Was Doggy? Was
Yeah.
Barry Carman? Was he one of them?
No, he didn't get caught.
He didn't put his
Yeah, did
hand
someone
up.
get away
Yeah.
with it?
Yeah, but why
someone-
did you put your hand up? Why did only 6 of you put your hand up? Or did
Well,
they
that
did
was-
see you come in? Or
No, that was just the ones that got. The question was who got home after 2:00.
yeah,
And so then he had one-on-one conversations after that, and was like, "Well, what are you doing?"
yeah,
Oh, I was just having a couple of beers. The thing is, for me, Nick Cummins at the time, his old man was dying. I think he was diagnosed with cancer, and they didn't give him long
Yeah.
to live, and so his old man flew over to watch his boy play for his country, potentially for one of the last times. And
Yeah.
I was just loving the fact that I was sharing that moment with them. So we'd finished our unit dinners, and we're out having a couple of beers, and I'm talking to Cummo and his old man, just enjoying it. And then you kind of get home a little bit late, half past, and But so I'm not using that as an excuse. And yes, you're right. Like, you shouldn't be drinking during the week, particularly for that. But only worked for me. 30 points against the Irish. I can do the math.
It's the way to do it. To finish up, lads, do Australia beat Scotland?
sweet.
I think so. Tough conditions. I think the two games, we've got momentum. The boys are starting to play some really good football. We've now got a few threats across the park. Set piece, unstructured, this offload football the boys are doing really well in. I think it's going to be different because the first two games, conditions were dry in England. That suits the Aussie style. Roof closed at Principality, or for us it's Millennium Stadium. And so we're allowed to play the fabric I guess the style of rugby that we're renowned for, but it's going to be tough up there. I don't see it being dry and sunny and 27 fine. You know what I mean? So I think that's going to play a bit of a role. But as long as they can adjust, make some really good decisions. Our tactical kicking's been quite accurate, which has been a real addition to the Wallabies outfit at the moment. So I think if we can get that right and make sure that the chase and we contest and we get the attacking, because they've got a really good back row that are hard on the ball. So the attacking ruck detail needs to be important. But also, if you look at that back line, the Scottish back line, Finn Russell, right?
Fuck, he's going well.
To a bloody.
These boys know him well because he used to play for the Tars, and no, he's a captain of Scotland. Like, even Jack Dempsey at number 8. Like, there's guys that used to wear this jersey and now we're playing for Scotland, like in Jack Dempsey. Like, they'll know each other well. There's a little bit more to it, but like they've been some class players in this Scotland side.
They play fast.
They play,
man.
man. They play, which actually makes for a great game because Aussie wants to play that. So it's almost any error you can see a team punish them.
We just need Finn Russell to have an off game. He's a wizard. And then you've got Tuapolotu. And then you've got
Kinghorn's been great. And
Darcy Graham on the edge is killing it.
And Van der Merwe on the other side.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be tough, but I think we can get it done.
Makes for a great game. And then Dublin the following week. Gits, what's happening there?
Well, I don't know. Like, I think if we're able to win that, like with the confidence, momentum, like I think even seeing the players after the game, they just look happy. Even in the social media, like everything, like it's building really nicely. Like, obviously, Ireland are a quality outfit. I don't think they've really hit their straps like in these autumn internationals. They've played well, but they haven't really been at that same level, I think, that they were pre-World Cup. So they're still a good team. But, I'm going to back our boys. Hopefully we get this Grand Slam, which would be massive for us. It'd be huge for the Lions.
40 years since the last?
Next year. 84 was the last time we did it.
84, yeah. But imagine like this group gets it from where they were 8-9 months
Well,
ago.
when there's those English players that saying they were shit.
Yeah.
We
Don't
shouldn't
waste
have
Should
Lions,
tour
don't
South
waste
Africa
Lions.
instead and
Yeah.
everything like that, which actually leads me nicely to the Lions. Like,
Yeah.
if Australia carry on like this, it's going to make for a cracker of
Absolutely.
the summer series, which we all wanted. We all
Yes.
need. The rugby needs it.
Yeah.
Lions need Aussie. It'll be fantastic and sets up, obviously, with the World Cup a couple of years away as well.
Well, I
So
think
on that,
I think this tour has been perfect, right? Because we're playing all 4 home nations. So we're playing everyone that we're going to be playing next year. So all these players that are playing this on this tour are getting a look at some point over the next 4 games, they're getting a look at the guy that they're going to be opposing in July.
Can I ask you, who do you think would have majority of the squad? Which country would make up the majority of the Lions at the moment on form?
I'd say Ireland and Scotland will make up the majority of the squad.
Wow.
Will there be any Welsh?
Not many, but you got to take some.
Not many.
It's like
Is it
2013.
like
we had to
that?
take a few
Is it
Scots.
like that?
Or
Do you gotta take some, or-
do you have to take?
No, I don't know.
Has there
I
ever been a
don't know.
Lions tour where one country wasn't represented?
Someone will know that. Comment below. Let me know. Let us know.
Yeah.
I don't know. There probably got to be one. I mean, I'd be amazed if there was, because it doesn't seem right
Yeah.
to do so. But I'm not sure. But I anticipate, Andy Farrell will pick, I would think, largely Irish because
Yeah,
he knows
he
them
knows
so
them, yeah.
well. And actually, they have been
The best.
the best.
Yeah.
Six Nations will have a huge say in what happens.
Yeah.
But if I was to go off for like a snapshot right now, if
Yeah.
you're picking it tomorrow, I'd say Scotland are playing very well. I'd say that Ireland, because he knows them, he knows that group, he knows what the players are capable of, even though they've been a little bit stuttery, I'd say they'd make up the majority. And I think England still have some cracking individuals that will go, like Marcus, Faye Bosu, obviously breakthrough player, he's in the nominee there. Like we have got some cracking talent ourselves. So it makes for a great series, lads.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely awesome. Thanks so much for letting me come to your
you, mate.
studio
Mate,
in
thanks for
London.
having us.
Prof, do you want to give the Love of Rugby listeners just a little bit of flavour about yourselves before we wrap up?
Yeah, so we are Kickoffs and Kick-Ons, KOKO.
Where can they find us, Prof?
They can find us on the internet.
Where can they listen to you?
They can listen to us on the internet. No, you can go, if you go to our website, it's the easiest place. So www.kickoffsandkickons.com. We're global, so
Global.
we don't have a
Don't need
.au.
the, yeah.
Google us, find us, support us. We chat lots of wallabies, but we chat rugby from all around the world. So we've got supporters all around the world, plenty here in England. So get on, have a look, have a listen, and enjoy.
Gents, thanks so much for joining. Much appreciated. Enjoy the rest of your tour.
Yeah.
And hopefully me and Coley will see you out in the summer.
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
Lions.
yeah.
Oh, you will.
Yeah.